welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a back to basics series, which I like to call back to basics because I want to do this series every Sunday where we pick one specific thing and we're just gonna focus straight on that. So for today we're just going to focus on brows. Now, there are a few different products that you can use when trying to obtain, a nice eyebrow. And being my personal favorite, and I kind of strayed away from it for a little bit, which would be a pomade. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate. This is my second one. As you can see, I definitely showed it some love. It's dry, there's nothing else in there, so it was time for a new one. But yeah, this is one way you can get a nice defined brow. Another tool you can use, which I only did the pomade and the pencil, but there's another one that you can use, and I'll show that in just a minute. There's also the pencils, and I also have a demo of this in this video, which you will see momentarily. But this is a very easy way to obtain a nice natural brow if that's what you're into. If you want something a little more defined, then I would go for the pomade. But for any beginners, there's tons of different pencils you can use. There is one by Maybelline, which is a good one. I believe this one is by Maybelline as well. It has a little color at the bottom. I used to have one by NYX, but I gave that one to my mother. That's a really good one. And then these two are by ColourPop. These two are by far my favorite if I'm going to use a pencil. As far as the pomades, I do have one by ColourPop, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I did use it. I started to use it in the tutorial, but then I changed my mind. I don't like it. So, I mean, I'm going to try it out a little bit more, but as of right now, it's not one of my favorites. The next thing you can use is the eyebrow gel. Now, I did not do a demo with this, but I will in one of my videos. I'll just show you how I do my brows using this. And this is also really handy. It's really nice. It goes on smooth, but I would also say if you want a more dramatic brow, this is for that. So a few things you'll need would either be your tweezers if you have any stray hairs, some brow gel. These are by NYX, and this one is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is just their clear brow gel, and this is NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in the color Brunette, and I have two of them. I don't know why I have two of them, but I have two of them, but this is in Brunette. Another thing you can use is brow powders. I'm not really a big fan. There are plenty of videos on YouTube about how to use brow powders. They're just not personally my favorite. I rather use a pencil or a pomade, and that's just my personal preference. So that's what I'm showing today. You also want to make sure that you have a skin tone concealer. A really good one is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. These are like $2 or $3. You can get them from the beauty supply store. They're really great. I like them because it already has like a little brush. It already has like a little brush on it, so you don't have to use an additional brush to place the product on. So I would highly recommend this if you're going to be doing your brows, and this is great for cleanup. So if you happen to smudge it in an area that you didn't want pomade or pencil to go, then this will clean it up, give you that nice sharp edge, and it's a great tool to have, especially if you're just starting out. Last thing that I like to have would be a fluffy ended brush. This isn't that fluffy anymore because I've used it quite a bit, but this is the Urban Decay. It came in the Naked 3 palette, and it's just a fluffy brush. You can use any fluffy brush that you have. So something like this. I like to use something like this is the Real Techniques Dome eyeshadow brush. This is a good one to use. You can get this at Ulta. Or they also sell Real Techniques. They also sell Real Technique at Walmart. So those are a couple of places that you can get them. If you like what you see, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Let's become a family. Check out my social media platforms. I will have them listed somewhere on here. And if you live in the DMV area, make sure you check out my website at www.ladybeauty.com. I have a bunch of fun information over there, product information. I will have details on a blog with the products that I talked about today. So make sure that you go check that out if you have any questions about anything that I used. And without further ado, let's get to the tutorial. Bye guys. To begin, we're going to start by grooming our brows. You want to take a spoolie and brush all of your hairs up. Any stray hairs that are around, you can take these small scissors, which you can get from any beauty supply store or Sephora. These are also used to trim your lashes. So again, just keep spooling up and remove any extra hair. Now, a good tip for before placing your wax is to take an eyeliner and to draw out the shape that you want. But for me, I don't have to do that. So you just place the wax on, which you can also purchase at any beauty supply store. Details on the wax that I use will be on ladybeauty.com. So you place your cloth over it, and you want to make sure that you press and spread it in the direction that your hair grows. Then you want to take a deep breath and rip it in the opposite direction. Take a deep breath because this will hurt. Then you just do the same thing for the top parts of your brow, but instead of brushing up, you brush down. Place the wax on top where you don't want the shape to be, and again with the cloth, and remember, press in the direction that it grows, pull in the opposite direction. Now this can get a little messy because it can be very sticky. I like to take tweezers and remove any extra hairs that don't really require wax, but as you can see here, it did get a little sticky. So a good tip to get rid of the tackiness is to use baby oil. It'll remove it right away, but this will just help clean it up a little faster. So now moving on to the brow tutorial. So starting with a pencil, this is the ColourPop Black and Brown eye pencil, and to shape your eyebrows you want to create a line at the bottom. You want to follow the direction that your hair automatically grows. So I like to do a full-on line at the bottom and go about maybe 1/3 of the way in the front and create the top line. Then you want to take small hair-like strokes going upwards and then use your spoolie to blend. A good tip is to make sure that you have concealer because that'll help clean up anything that you don't want to show. So here I'm just doing a bunch of small strokes. You want to take your time with this, and as I do my strokes, I take the spoolie to blend it out. Now here's where I suggested to use the concealer. My favorite is the LA Girl Pro Concealer because it already has a brush and it just makes it so much easier to shape your brows. Let's say hypothetically you made your brows a little too thick. You can use this to kind of make it a little smaller, or at least give the illusion that it's smaller. Say hi, Willow.
Hi.
What's your name?
What?
Please excuse the keys in the background. That is Dylan. So here's where I'm using the fluffy brush to blend out the concealer. You want to kind of focus on the bottom where it's a harsh line and leave the rest at the top alone.
Putting it towards the middle, kind of creating a unibrow with the concealer, helps blend it out more and make it look a little more natural instead of it looking like you drew your eyebrows on. Another good fluffy brush to use is by Real Techniques. I think it's called the Dome eyeshadow brush. You can get that from Ulta. They also sell it at Walmart. Now I'm just adding my brow gel. This is the NYX Brow Gel in Taupe. Another helpful hint, if you do your eyebrows too dark using the pencil or pomade, get a lighter color brow gel and that will just help lighten the brow pencil and make it look a little more natural. I told you Dylan doesn't leave me alone.
Mommy.
Yes, Dylan. And that's it for the pencil. Now moving on to pomade. Dilly, baby. Moving on to the pomade, you want to spoolie your eyebrows just like you did with the pencil, but instead you're going to be using an angled brush, which is used for eyeliner as well. I like to make it extremely thin because you want it to mimic hair. So again, you make a line at the bottom and then go about 1/3 of the way and create a small line at the top. Follow the way that your hair actually grows. Try not to stray away from that because that's when it can start looking fake. And I use the tip for this. Then to blend it out, I like to use the flat edge of the brush and blend the pomade upwards. Using a pomade is not as natural as using a pencil. You won't have a very natural look using the pomade, but you will have a very sharp and precise brow. I love the pomade. It's not for everybody, but I do love the effects that it gives. So once you do your line and you've blended it to your liking, with a pomade, I do want to mention you don't need to dip more than once per brow. As you can see, I got pretty full coverage and I just dipped once. So here you'll see where I clean up. On the other brow, you'll see by the arch, I do have a bit of a smudge from, I guess, me just being lazy. But I'm going to use this concealer to clean it up. So again, like I've stated before, you can either make your brow a little thinner or you can just use it to clean it up. This just makes it look like you got freshly done brows. So at the bottom here, you see at the arch, I have a bit of a smudge. I'm just going to take this and go over it. Using the fluffy brush, once I blend all this out, you won't even notice that there was any type of smudge there. Now using my fluffy Naked 3 brush again, I'm just going to blend out the concealer. And that's pretty much it. Then you want to use whatever brow gel you feel comfortable with. And that's the end of the tutorial. I really appreciate everybody who stayed with me to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any product questions, you can check it out on my website, ladybeauty.com. And until next time, I'll see you.